was under the influence of ecstasy.
Injury to a child, of driving while intoxicated with a child passenger.
Welcome to Bench Report Court Cam.
Good morning. You're Mary Robinson, and Ms. Robinson was previously in court and entered a plea of guilty to the second-degree felony offense of aggravated assault. It looks like there's also a possession case that's to be dismissed after sentencing today. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, correct.
And the agreement was for a cap of 5 years in prison. I've received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are there any additions or corrections?
None from the defense.
And Ms. Holmes, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have reviewed the PSI with Ms. Robinson. This case involves her teenage daughter, in which they've had kind of a tumultuous relationship. It should be noted that Ms. Robinson was kind of growing up in the same situation where she was in and out of foster care, dealing with CPS, and trying to use certain methods to cope. She does have prior abuse that she did not wish to disclose in detail, that has aided with her going to drugs to cope. She has recognized that she does want this opportunity on probation so that she can maintain her sobriety and develop more positive relationships with her children. She understands that her actions were wrong, and she was under the influence, in which she admitted to at the time that this happened. She was under the influence of ecstasy. But she does want the court to know that she is apologetic, and she does wish to have the opportunity on probation to complete probation. We are asking that she be provided the opportunity of deferred adjudicated probation, to have the opportunity to complete it and possibly not have this type of offense on her record. Should be noted that she does have one prior felony in which she did successfully complete a 2-year deferred probation back in 2015, and she has, I guess, limited adult criminal history. As far as any type of conviction, she actually has no felony convictions at this time. And Your Honor, we're asking that she be given that opportunity to continue to be in her children's lives. She does have 4 other children that she provides for that are in her care, and she's doing her best and would like that opportunity to continue her Spindletop MHMR treatments that she is receiving now, as well as to possibly be a part of the JCBI program or something of that sort, so that she can maintain and continue a path to sobriety.
So with regard to, it looks to me, at least from the PSI, that you have 3 younger children that are with you, Demarian, Eric, and Zephian.
Yes.
Is there others, or is it those 3?
It's just them 3.
And they're with you in your custody?
Yes, ma'am.
Is CPS involved?
No, my daughter just got, my daughter was ready to leave, and me getting high at the time, I was going manic, and I asked their dad to help me because I need to get a job, because they always leaving stuff at the kids. I couldn't find them policy. So I just put them in boys' hands. But I do know the probation. I need A and NA, because they told me how to like raise my kids and like stay sober. They couldn't sober my kids for like 12, 13 years.
So CPS has been closed.
Yes, normally what CPS does,
Hold on, later.
if the other parent is available, the other non-offending parent, then they'll put the child with the non-offending parent and close it out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they did.
Yeah.
The child is with her father, Mr. Sampson.
Right. I'm just concerned. I have concerns about the younger
I did that
children.
way earlier because I seen it coming, because she started wanting to, she was ready to leave home. So I just asked their dad to help me with them. So he'll be like on weekends or something, if I need to go job hunting, he'll get them. So, because me and my daughter, she was ready to leave. So,
Well, it doesn't matter if you're, it doesn't matter. Hang on a second. It doesn't matter if a child's ready to leave, if a child's causing issues. You can't do what you did.
Yeah,
Slow down.
yes, ma'am. I was trying to
Slow down.
Yes, ma'am.
My concern is with the 3 younger children that are with you and making sure that they're safe. That's what I'm questioning. Okay, Ms. Malfino?
Just a couple of things, Judge, if we may, drug test her this morning. I would appreciate that before we.
I think that's, I was going to get there too. Yes.
Obviously, my concern, Judge, is this level of discipline of your child.
Mhm.
I know that,
I don't
yes,
have a text from my
Ma'am?
other
If you're not asked a question,
kids.
then you need to not talk.
Okay.
Okay?
so I know that obviously the ecstasy use must have contributed to that. I mean, everybody has to discipline their kids, but not to that level, which was the reason for my offering the cap. I see that the father is in favor of probation, maybe something very lengthy with some conditions imposed with respect to substance abuse and making sure all those kids are safe.
All right, let's do this before we go forward. Ms. Robinson, have a seat in the jury box and have you tested this morning. Good morning. Are you Julia Schultz?
Yes.
And Ms. Schultz is charged with injury to a child. And Ms. Malfino had asked that we set your case for just a review of some bond conditions. And Ms. Malfino?
Yes, Judge, after speaking with Ms. King in the Family Law Department, it came to my attention that there are other children, the child in this case died as a result of this offense, but there are other children. There's the possibility of Ms. Schultz wanting to have contact with them or attempting to. I just wanted her to be admonished that the court would impose as a condition of her bond, as you usually do, which I also let the ad litem Ms. Phelan know about, the no contact with any person under the age of 18, regardless of all this case has been.
We have 9 other children. Is that correct? Yeah. Ranging in age from an 18-month-old or ish to 13 years old. Okay.
And just for the court's background, I represent the children on the CPS side.
Okay.
We did have a previous hearing in which Judge Shelton advised that he was considering allowing Ms. Schultz to have contact with the younger children, I believe the 3 and 4 year olds.
The 3 youngest.
The 3 youngest. And I don't know if a decision was ever made on that. I think, and then after that hearing is when she was indicted. So, but I think whatever the order is from the criminal courts, the family courts will follow the same. But I wanted to let the court know that we did have a hearing regarding her having possible contact with, if any, the younger children.
Okay.
And that would be my main concern is the young children. This baby was an infant.
Yeah, that seems kind of okay. Couple of things. One, Ms. Holmes was appointed to represent you on this case, and obviously there's a conflict. And so this morning, what I'm going to do is release Ms. Holmes as your attorney, and then we're going to talk about what you need to try to do as far as everyone who bonds out of jail is required to at least try to hire a lawyer. And so, but until you can hire someone, we will go ahead and appoint someone today, and then we'll go through another process in a minute on that. So Ms. Holmes, I will release you. I want y'all to give me just a second while I go through the probable cause affidavit before I go forward with any type of bond condition.
Judge, would you like me to file a motion to increase or modify? If that would be helpful and have a detective here, I'm happy to do that for your honor. We're just trying to get it before you rather quickly on this morning's docket.
No, so at this time, it will be a condition of your bond that you have absolutely no contact with any child under the age of 18, period. My further concern is that you don't bring any other children into this world while your case is pending. I've had this issue before. Unfortunately, there's not anything I can do to really prevent that other than putting you in jail. So if I really have concerns that you're going to get out there and bring another child into these type of conditions while this case is pending, you will end up in custody. And that way, two things can happen. If you get pregnant, at least I'll know that baby's being taken care of. And I'll know that you can't continue to do that. Do you understand? So it's my order at this time that you do everything you can, obviously, not to do that. I would think you would have the common sense not to do that, but after reading that probable cause affidavit, I'm not so sure. So I'm telling you right now, don't get pregnant. And so what I'm going to do, Ms. Schultz, is give you time because you have bonded out of jail to hire a lawyer. You'll get a normal reset, about 30 days or so. You need to work on trying to hire someone. If you get someone hired before the next court date, you're going to get a reset notice today, and you can bring that to that lawyer. They'll tell you what you need to do. If you are unable to hire someone before that next court date, then I'm ordering you to visit with at least 3 lawyers. They all charge different amounts. They have different payment plans. Bring me the names of the lawyers you've talked to when you come back, and then we'll discuss your options. If you don't do that, when you come back, I'll put you back in jail for not following that court order. Do you understand? And so what I'm going to do this morning is if you could just appoint either Mr. Lewis or Mr. Parker. Yeah. So because you qualified in custody for a court-appointed lawyer, you have one now. It's going to be Mr. Parker. His information is on that reset. You need to call him, but that is only until you can hire your own attorney. I expect you to at least try. Do you understand? Do you have any questions? Is there anything else as far as conditions other than the no contact?
I
And
don't believe so, Judge. I'll keep close tabs on that, and if something else arises, I'll certainly follow.
okay, and if you'll make sure that Ms. King knows so that the judges down the hall know that Judge Shelton knows that I did not give any permission for any contact with any child. And we'll let Ms. Holmes know as well. All right, step in front of the clerk. She'll give you that reset notice. Good morning. Are you Lindsay Todd?
Yes, sir.
And will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Todd, in clause number 23, DCCR 1720, you're charged with the state jail felony offense of driving while intoxicated with a child passenger, and that's from May 20th of 2023. And how do you plead to that charge? Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you did what they charged you with? I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you sign these, did you go over them with Mr. Smith?
Yes, sir.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney that you will be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes, sir.
And it looks like the agreement that you've reached is for a 2-year term in the state jail prison, and that would be probated. You'd be on probation for 4 years. You'd be ordered to pay a $500 fine and follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
Do you also understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law?
Yes, Judge.
State tenders number 1.
No, Judge.
It's admitted. Any evidence that Ms. Todd is not competent?
No, Judge.
Right, ma'am, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and understand the nature and the consequences of that plea. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to reset your case so that the probation department can do a pre-sentence report. That will give me more information about you, your case, and then we'll come back at a later date for sentencing. You need to stop and talk to probation before you leave the courtroom, and she's sitting at that desk right there. All right, we'll see you back at sentencing.
Thanks for watching. Stick around longer and click the highlighted videos to your right. See you there.